Hello, good evening everyone. So this video is from the Fashion Colloquia 2020, the international research colloquium hosted and organized by Arch College of Design and Business in 2020. Our director, Mrs. Archana Surana, has been the chairperson for the event. So on behalf of the Arch College of Design and Business, I welcome our speaker for the day, Ms. Pallavi Jaipur, our director, Mrs. Archana Surana, our creative head, Mr. Anurag Singhal, all our faculties and all dear students from fashion, jewelry, product, interior, graphics and design communication departments. Arch has been at the nucleus of innovative design-centric interactions and activities since its inception in 2000. In the past 22 years, our emphasis is not only on the quality of education, but also on the development of necessary skills and the integration of entrepreneurship in our curriculum. Our director, Mrs. Archana Surana, has contributed in the space of youth and women empowerment at a large level and established strong pathways in the design education as well as mentoring through the Women Mentors Forum founded by her. She is the Dean of the Fashion Design Faculty and Academic Council member of Rajasthan ILD Skills University, RISU, Chairperson for the Committee of Honorary Doctorate Degree Awards of RISU. She is a Vital Voices Lead Fellow and a Yuva Icon Awardee at the hands of former Indian President Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. I, Chr Cha, welcome you all to the week 1 of the Pink City Design Chr Cha at Arch. We aim at hosting the series of Pink City Design Chr Cha on every Tuesday and Thursday at Arch campus with total 8 speakers. It has been inspired from the theme and sub-themes of the Pink City Design Confluence, which will take place in Jan 2022, details of which will be shortly shared by Manan. As a prelude to the confluence, Arch has initiated a series of engaging and inspiring episodes, enabling the young minds to experience and learn from the journeys of some of the most prominent figures in design. We hosted Design Culture Dialogue series, which was about the conversations with professionals and practitioners from the field of art, design, media, architecture, social and health sector. We then hosted Design Culture Learning Series, a series of presentations from some of the most prominent designers and professionals in the country. 16 sessions were conducted over a period of 4 weeks, which unfolded some very powerful aspects of design. And I must tell you, all these Design Culture Dialogue Series and Design Culture Learning Series were conducted online. After the success of the Design Culture Learning Series, here we are with the concept of Pink City Design Chr Cha. This Chr Cha is a step towards bringing the thought leaders and leading practitioners towards fostering design culture among the aspirants of the creative and innovation domain for a better future. Now you might think, what is Design Chr Cha? So Chr Cha is a creativity meet and a knowledge exchange platform where academicians, designers, exponents of art, technology and creation come together to voice an opinion on things that matter. The forum enables individuals to examine challenges in their sectors and share their experiences, ideas, opinions and policy advocacy towards collaborative efforts. I now invite Mr. Manan Surana, Excellence Officer for Academic Affairs and Quality Standards, to enlighten us about the design culture and the Pink City Design Confluence 2022.
Hi, good evening everyone. Welcome all now to the art campus of the Alibaba. So quickly introduce you guys
Happens in the end and
what
once
the
the
design culture is
Question answers.
question answers
You are never. I'll take care.
go over to Charlie.
So to start with, the conference seeks to create an interface between education and industry sectors to debate on how design technology education can be leveraged addition to both the emerging economies of the new world. The potpourri's outputs will include a high-level statement on organizations about how to harness the power of design to address current educational challenges, ensuring quality education and lifelong opportunities for all the new world challenges. So the events placed from 27th to 28th of January. The themes form, reform, and transform. And within the themes, there are multiple sub themes on which we've recently held the 16 eminent speakers from all across India who came and talked to our students on various subjects within Society 5.0, under social design, infrastructure for 2050, gender innovation, creativity 5.0 in the digital era, innovation in products for the VUCA world, experiential and interaction design, leadership design, as well as harmonious livability. Um, so along with the sub themes, we have already open call for contributions for research papers, digital posters, and installations. This is an internationally launched call, and it's already been rolled out. So I would like all of you to start writing as well for these papers. And the Design Culture Awards is going to be along with the event. There are three categories within the Design Culture Awards: digital design, phygital design, as well as industrial design. The details of which are mentioned on the document on the website. I'm sure you must have read the same. The call's already rolled out. Then we've got Design Story, which is our very own photography competition that we started off as ma'am. And we've had quite a lot of participation over the years from all across India. And this one is going to be a little bit different because we've tried to upgrade our model and we've come down to adding reels to one of the submission criterias. And along with, of course, illustrations as well as photography. So there's a little bit of tweaking in the model, but it's more or less the same. That we need to touch, move, and inspire from our storytelling, like you were mentioning, that how creativity uh, inspires us all. Then we've got the Design-A-Thon, which is for which registrations will open from 18th of November, and it's going to be a 24-hour event. So that'll be all from my side for Design Culture Pink City Design Conference. We're all already queued into the event, and a lot of assignment briefs and the projects that are going on in the classrooms are integrated with sub themes. Students are doing dissertations and papers on subjects that are mentioned here, as well as we've already started receiving call for contributions from international partners that we have rolled out to. So that's there. So as it comes closer, I think participations will keep growing. Welcome, ma'am, to Arch. We're looking forward to your insights and your inputs to everybody present here. Thank you. I would like to call Charu, ma'am, to take it over. Yeah, this one. Okay. Yes.
So today is the second session of the Pink City Design Chr Cha on the theme creativity. And like that, as Manan mentioned about the themes for the design culture, we'll be doing the themes like society and design leadership and harmonious livability in the coming weeks. So now, talking about our speaker for the day, let us know who she is. Pallavi hails from the renowned Pink City, Jaipur. Its royal history, well entrenched art and craft, and the city's vibrant culture have all been a constant source of inspiration for her. She was keen to pursue a career that strikes a chord between her beautiful surroundings and passion, which led her to study at NIFT New Delhi. Her pent up desire to succeed in the fashion world fructified in her being selected at the Lakme Fashion Week, where she launched her label Pallavi Jaipur. In 2009, and thereafter at the Wills, Amazon, Lotus Makeup India Fashion Week. Her designs are synonymous with the soft flows of chiffons intertwined with a mix of luxurious and handloom fabrics. The amalgamation of traditional forms and modern sensibilities onto a contemporary wear is the label's philosophy, emphasizing on the global style, luxury, and wearability. Her forte lies in detailing the fabrics by using fascinating techniques of hand embroideries, block and screen printing, styling and construction, creating a modern look for the women of today, making each garment a signature piece. Pallavi Jaipur's effort to bring together the creative and commercial needs grew from one force to another that led to raging and super successful shows and gathered many press and celebrity accolades. She has been awarded as Jewel in the Crown, Women Achiever, Pride of Rajasthan, Young Achievers Award by the Whistling Woods International by Mr. Subhash Ghai, and Women Achiever by ZTV for outstanding contribution in fashion. One of our sustainable collection made in Khadi and handlooms of Rajasthan in collaboration with the Mangrol Cluster of Rajasthan Heritage Week, an initiative by the CM of Rajasthan, has given a tremendous business and accolades to the Khadi Gram Udyog. Pallavi has a list of celebrities that she has designed for. To name a few, Shilpa Shetty, Huma Qureshi, Bipasha Basu, Dia Mirza, Madhuri Dixit, Pariniti Chopra, Kangna Ranaut, and many more. And many more singers have also been dressed by her. So I welcome Pallavi at the Arch to the Arch family. And now let us see what her brand stands for and what has been her journey. Can I have the video for ITT? Please, can we have the video? Thank you.
They say passion always precedes the unwavering path to success. So was the innate urge within me that guided me to design the discrete inspirations from regular walks of life. That gleaming and sparkling path of my passion motivated me further. And then, all I wanted to do was just make beautiful clothes. More than anything else, it was my observation to look at things around us differently. And that led me to start my label, IBJ. The year 2009 was indeed very special. I learned the fact from the local artisans and tailors that the street month was the key to bring inspirations come alive. The fluid rhythms of a city, local chants, culture, or just exploring around. It gave me a constant source of creating and developing ideas that were unheard of back then. I remember the day when I first walked the line. Nervous as I was, into the vibrancy, posh, glamorous days of fashion, I did realize that I have arrived. I understood that where I was, I needed myself to be more responsible and better. I couldn't have done it all alone. And then there was Patty. The tigers, the artisans, my supergirl. It has really been a journey to get. We grew further, became better and stronger. We decided it was important for us to contribute towards the upliftment of all the artisans who nurtured our roots with their utmost passion. The handlooms and textiles of Rajasthan further added to the glory of our label, and so did our menswear. Proudly being the protagonist of my own superhero story, I commenced designing the celebrities. And just like any other star director, I was baffled by the stars that came along. The press collars, awards, achievements, all pushed the brim for us to embark new fashion adventures through the years. However, it's the trust and overwhelming support shown by each one of you and the women we love has brought us where we are today. I take great pride in acknowledging the fact that we are truly loved. Today, as I look back to the stupendous journey of a decade of ups and downs, struggles and successes, it just puts a smile on my face. I realize that there's a lot that came by, and I cherish the fact that there is so much more to come in years going forward. Thank you. Thank you all for celebrating and being an integral effort. Pallavi Jaipur.
Wow. That's wonderful. And we could actually see the glare and the similar enthusiasm in your eyes right now while watching the video. And we are lucky to have you over to do a conversation with our students today. I would like to invite you over onto the stage along with Shobit Das Gupta. He's the fashion designer by profession and faculty assistant at Arch. Please. We'll have to fix this. Just okay. So this comes. Yeah. Oh, yeah, this can. Quick.
Am I audible? No. So then do we need this? Okay, we need this for them. Okay. Hi students, am I audible firstly? How are you doing? I see myself sitting there somewhere when I was a student with same amount of inquisitiveness, curiosity, desires to do so many things, and I really didn't know that where would I actually go. I'm a bit emotional right now because I just happened to see this video after a very long time. So pardon me if I'm kind of shaking.
I would like to welcome you again at Arts College of Design and Business, and that passion was coming along. I mean, it was all showing in the kind of work you do and what you have done for this long. So I'm sure it has been an amazing journey, and it will go on for the time to come, right? So I will just I was just going through your Instagram bio. So I just saw it all expressed in a single, clause: traditional aesthetics with modern sensibility. So I guess that that's quite self-explanatory, right? So would you want to, take us through your journey? We had a visual, journey, and so would you like to, put that into words? And the students are very much eager. Yeah.
Sure. As I began that, my journey started from where you all are sitting today, and it's just the crossover that I made today that I'm sitting here and you listening to me. The video that we did for our 10-year journey was basically like a whole journey put together in the most beautiful way that we could, with my team, with my name, the achievements that we had, and not just that. I think my clients, my people, the women that I work with, the women that I work for, and everybody who supported our label Pallavi Jaipur. Back then, when I started my label, there wasn't anybody from Rajasthan actually, not even Jaipur, who managed to even get into the line of fashion week. The fact is that at that time was a different body and a different, I mean, schools and colleges and education and fashion was way different. It was only Rajveli Rajveli Rathore who was out there, but then there wasn't anybody apart from that. I really didn't know when I was applying to the fashion week where would I get to. I I was rejected. I was rejected for the first time when I sent my application. I was rejected the second time when I sent my application. And the third time, I said, "ये तो वैसे reject होने वाला है, why even bother?" So I think I still, considering the woman that I am, I want to push myself, and I applied again, and there was a result call, and for me, was saying that congratulations, welcome the National Fashion Week, and so you will be one of the Gen X students and Gen X category. Until then, I didn't even have a label. I was just working out of a garage. I was working out from my house premise, which my dad had given me. I borrowed the space from him. पीछे ही घर के कुछ मतलब घर के पीछे ही there was this like a washing area where I got my dryer to sit. I had the servants' quarter, which probably I converted into like a tailoring unit. So I was like an octopus of the house, like जो भी मुझे खाली जगह मिली मैंने उसमें हाथ डाल ली. And I started my very small business. I would also say, and I was just working with a label called Pallavi at that time. Pallavi Jaipur hadn't been established. Only when Lakme struck, I realized that okay, this is serious, and I don't even know where I am. Am I even ready for it? I did apply thinking that I was enthusiastic, but I really didn't know whether I was worth the call or not. I had somebody who guided me through this, and I spoke with him and I sat him down. He sat me down and explained how the fashion works. Fortunately, he was also a big industry name who helped me out to kind of visualize what this is. And he said, the first thing that you need to have, Pallavi, is to have a label. I said, है तो Pallavi? क्या हुआ मतलब? Pallavi तो है. He said, no, it doesn't even sound like a label. It doesn't even impress me. I mean, just another name. It could be Ritu, it could be Sunita, it could be Pooja. How does it make a statement? Right. I said, sir, I have a very bad surname. I can't keep my label as Pallavi Moria. That's my surname, by the way. I said, नहीं मैं मारवाड़ी surname है सर नहीं चलेगा. So he says, हाँ नाम तो बहुत बुरा है नहीं चलेगा. So I said, then what do I do? He said, tell me something that's special in you. What is your life? What kind of clothes you do? I said, sir, it's all about Jaipur. And that's when he said, that's your name, Pallavi Jaipur. And I realized then that how important your name, your recognition, the label that you want to start with should be able to manifest. Wherever, whichever part of the world I live in, whether in Jaipur or in Paris, my name should speak for my work. And that's what Pallavi Jaipur exactly did. So this is how the journey started. Rest is history. There's a lot of work that we did. There was no looking back. Yes, there were a lot of struggles, lots of ups, lots of downs, more of downs. Um, everybody is not good at everything. So was I. I may have had some qualities, but I had no idea about certain business um, tactics or trade or how does it work. I was very poor at it. So much so that there was one point in time that there was a question mark on my business saying that I probably need to shut down. And I had to take a sabbatical. I had to shut down my work for a couple of months because I really didn't know what happened. Because मैं क्या काम कर रही थी, क्या कमा रही थी, क्या नहीं कमा मुझे कुछ पता ही नहीं था. I didn't know the accounts at all. All I knew was just to make beautiful clothes. I still know that only. I don't know my accounts, but now I know that if you don't have something, it's important that you need to create a team. You need to create a team to run an enterprise, to run a label of that kind, of that genre, of that stature, of that size. So I think with time I realized, and हार तो मानने वाली नहीं थी मैं. I am not the kind of person who gives up so soon. I tried again, but this time I came back with more knowledge. I wish I had at that time somebody who could, kind of guide me through. Mentoring wasn't really the in thing at that time. Plus, being in Jaipur, there were barely any people who would really mentor me for fashion. I mean, whoever that I knew were probably owners of sari shops or just local boutiques, but they really didn't know what fashion was. I had aims to be them. So I learned my way, I learned the hardest way, I learned the toughest way, but I did learn. So much so that I can make all the students give enough knowledge what is what you need to do, what you don't need to do, the do's and don'ts. So yes, I mean, really, बात करूँ तो it's going to be a long story, but I think the video that you guys must have seen is a brief of my journey, and it still is on. Maybe 10 years later, I will do a 20-year journey, maybe adding more.
So I was just observing that from the very first day you didn't compromise on your identity as someone who's working with craft because even when you were in a garage you had a person who's dying specifically. So that sort of customizing was always there, right? So that identity that you are representing this space, a geographical space, and you are making it your own. That's amazing, right?
True that. And also, we didn't have, the free hand to kind of explore. I'll be honest. I started with 20,000 rupees in my pocket. I didn't take a single penny from my dad. We brought up in a kind of environment where independence came in much later, much earlier. So for me to have a setup to be able to run a business in that amount was like a joke. Was literally like not possible. Even then, even now, and any time of the year. But then थोड़ा थोड़ा करके कम करके महीनों लगा के एक चीज बनती थी और वो मेरा हार्ड वर्क होता था बट आई थिंक आई दैट्स आई सेड दैट आई लर्नड इट द हार्ड वे आई लर्नड इट द टफेस्ट वे so things have become easier for me today because I did my hard then so anything that is hard today I can probably deal with it because I've seen a bigger storm so yes, I think even students, you all, there is no escape to success. Okay, there is no escape to hard work. You got to do what you got to do. But what you need to do nowadays is smart working, not just hard working, but be able to kind of work smartly and be able to handle and know your do's and don'ts very well.
True. So I think we would like to have a look at some of your collections and the videos that we have. That was beautiful, and we could see how the walls and the architecture was all translating into the garments. So, do you have any favorite? I mean, all of them are your favorites, but would you want to talk about any specific collection and how you went about it, so that students have an idea of the creative journey? Yeah.
So I tell you, our label is kind of diversified. It is not just particularly one kind of look. Pallavi Jaipur is a big umbrella, and under the umbrella we have a couple of lines that we develop. One is the Indian festive wear that you all happen to see, which is catering to the Indian segment, which is more of the workmanship, the colors, catering to the wedding segment, catering to the Shuzo line, or whatever that you may call it. The other is the luxury thread line, which is completely different from what you just saw right now. It's more about prints, about developing textiles. If I have to kind of selection, if I need to probably designate it, it will be in the bracket of say fusion wear, brunches, holiday, resort wear, cocktail wear, party wear, occasion wear, that kind of a thing. And then we have another third line which is in the pipeline that's going to be um, yet completely different, which is catering to more of a certain underpriced bracket, which is say 15 below. So we're working on three different kinds of looks for Pallavi Jaipur, whereas in there is a need and an outfit for each and every person. For me, my clientele is very important. What I really focus is that if a mother and a daughter is walking into my store, both should be able to buy outfits from me. I don't want to be categorized in just making garments for a certain age group or only one kind. I like to have myself explore way too much, more than I can actually manage. So every collection that I've done through it is very special to me. But I haven't really got my print line, but you could probably go onto my Instagram, Pallavi Jaipur. You can have a look at the entire range there. You can go to our website www.pallavijaipur.com to really get an idea what kind of stuff that we do apart from that. So every collection that we sit and decide with has different abilities to run for. There are commercials, there are design sustainability involved, there is a market involved, there is at the end of the day, it has to look beautiful. It has to have a signature of what we do, and that we maintain in every three segment that you're going to see. It's going to shout out Pallavi Jaipur, but all completely different from each other. So if there is a family who wants to make a purchase from me, if they want to buy 50 outfits, I am able to give them 50 outfits at one go. Every outfit is going to be different from each other, yet making it a signature style. So this is how I design a collection that is close to me, something that I can wear, something my mom can wear, something my sister can wear, you all can wear. Wearability and comfortability is two key factors that I work with, and then rest everything follows.
Perfect. So, would you like to give any advice to upcoming brands or people who want to start their own, about finding an identity and working on a range? Yeah.
So here, when you say upcoming brands, I believe that they're already running a brand, which is why they're upcoming. And one is that the students who are
Startups.
planning to
Yeah,
kind of
the
start a
planning
brand.
I'm talking about.
So I think here most of them are going to be people who are waiting to kind of start their own
So,
line or
yes.
wanting to kind of explore the fashion world.
Right.
So what primarily you need to focus is, of course, identify your own design sensibilities. Don't be a follower, be the trend. And it's okay if you're not the trend. It's okay if you're not doing something which is not fashionable or something which is not trending. As long as you're making a statement. And how do I make a statement is that you need to know, do a lot of interaction, do a lot of research and know how. Ask people, whatever that you've done or what you're doing, what do they think about it? How am I perceiving what you think is creative? You may think you must have put in like a lot of hard work and this is that and this is that. But to me, if it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense at the end of the day. If we have to survive and sustain in this industry, it it's important to perceive, not just conceive. Conceive हम अपने आप कर सकते हैं, perceive हम अपने आप नहीं कर सकते हैं. एक right knowledge to understand what the market is, what is going on, what is selling, what is not selling, what are the colors, what are not the colors, what are the silhouettes to go for, what are the body types that we're working for, what is it that would make a girl feel special. Treat yourself as a client. If tomorrow you walk into a store and you want to purchase something for yourself, what is it that you're going to look for? अगर मुझे खुद को कपड़ा पहनना है तो मैं क्या देखूंगी उस कपड़े में मुझे वही बनाना है whether it is comfort style whether it is casual whether it's formal whether it's Indian wear that's completely that's your choice but as long as you know that if I'm able to wear this, I'm sure I'll be able to make my market. And if I'm unable to do so, I don't think I'm on the right path. Maybe I need to do a change. So this is the advice that I would like to give you all that before starting, be very thorough with your own knowledge. Be very thorough with what you're doing. Don't just think that you're a pass out from a great college, you've got a degree on you, and there it is, you've conquered the world. No, my darlings, it is just the beginning.
Basically, be your own muse.
Be your own muse, be your
First,
own first, be your own
yeah,
client.
be your own
Yeah, be
client.
your
Yeah.
own client.
So, also, I would like to ask, what you have been working with crafts since the first day, right? So, what has been the reaction? What has been the consumer's reaction, and how it has changed over time? Because at that time when you started, you were probably one of the only ones who were working as a designer with crafts from Jaipur. So, how has it changed? What has been that changing response?
Okay, the industry has evolved tremendously and
Yeah.
is constantly evolving, so much so that it's hard to compete. Even no matter how, wherever that we are in the industry, there's so much more to learn, to understand,
Yeah.
to kind of give and take. Um, in fact, you know what? I mean, you all are at a much better position if you ask me because the kind of education, the kind of infrastructure that you all have been given and opportunities that you have in front of you, we never had that. We had to make one, and even if it came to us, we didn't realize the worth of it. Today, I see great parenting. I see a lot of friends interacting with each other, making each other feel confident about what you want to do. I had no friends in fashion industry. I came from a very academic background. Nobody in my khandan was into fashion. I mean, we come from a family of IITians and people who've done doctorates and everything. Here I was, who was
Yeah.
wanting to build a career in fashion. So my dad thought कि हाँ चला लेगी एक तेल machine लगा के और little
Yeah.
did he knew that
Hmm.
what it's going to be like. Little that I knew as well.
Yeah.
So yes, it has evolved a lot of in a humongous way,
Yeah.
and I believe that I lack a lot of things to compete for the fashion of today. Lot of things because I'm not tech savvy. I'll be very honest. I'm not tech savvy at all, but I do realize the importance of it in the world and how we need to be up at it. So the only good thing is that probably I've come to a stature where, okay, if I don't know about it, at least I can hire someone who knows great about it. So here, I do a lot of teamwork. I sit a lot with my team and my staff, and I kind of take their opinions. I need to know about what's going on. I want to do this. How to do this. I mean, for me to run a laptop and just make a folder is also a big deal for me. So I don't know how to run an Excel sheet. I don't know anything about Photoshop. But today I need to hire people or I need people who need to know that. And you guys have had a great opportunity here to learn to the most. I mean, whatever that you can learn in your college days, guys, learn it. Because eventually you will be on field. You will have to do what you have to do, but this will come a long way in some or the other way. I can't go back to my studies. I hate it. Otherwise, I would have done probably a short-term course, but I think I'm better off just kind of designating work.
Right. So coming to the past 2 years, we have seen changes in consumer preferences and the way things are done. So how have you reacted, or how has your brand reacted to the change through, say, making it digital, or how did you chart your way to be there?
So, as we all know, pandemic happened. Pandemic shook all of us.
Yeah.
The entire fashion fraternity
Very.
took us by storm. Lot of people survived, lot couldn't. The
Yeah.
biggest of names had a hard time, and the smallest of the names couldn't make it. Now, the battle wasn't about who's better than the other. The battle was about who survived it.
Yes.
And while doing that, there were lots of introspection that went in creating tweaks in the brand or creating a brand in a brand, which is why the third segment that we're going to be starting and launching soon is keeping that in mind that we need to have a running business until the time we don't expand in various ways, we cannot sit with just one thing and one ideology and thinking it to kind of move. No, the market is growing, but at the same time it's shifting. To be able to understand the shift was our prerogative. And what I understood from the ups and downs of fashion today was that you need to make a quality product. You need to make a product that is close to your heart and original. The riffraffs will go away, they have gone away. But yes, there are going to be some amount of people who will always be there to kind of ruin that. But at the same time, if you really see homegrown brands have really been put into limelight.
Yeah.
They have overshadowed a lot of fast fashion. Sustainability has come in a huge way. When I say sustainability, it just doesn't mean handloom clothing.
Right.
Sustainability of
Whole
everything,
process.
from craft, from human resources, environmental changes, to really owning a piece that you know can be carried on and can be worn after and after. So lots of those kind of things we sat down and we built it within ourselves and we said that okay, we will do less work, but we will do good work.
Yeah.
Something that is going to be need of the hour, we have to do changes, we have to do shifts, but let's get ready for it. I think for me, the way forward or understanding the evolvement of this fashion industry was to be able to adapt it quickly. To
Right.
not just sit back, wait and watch that what's going to happen, we don't know, because this is going to go on. We don't know the future of it. But what we know is our product and our belief in that. And yes, once you know that, um, it's going to be easier for you to kind of work in the tough times.
Definitely, yeah. So basically, fast fashion is slowing down, and the reaction has to be faster now. So you have to be reactive to the situation. Exactly. I had another last question in mind about what would be the way ahead, but you have already given a direction towards your way ahead and how you are planning. What is your that
So I,
vision right now?
if I have to kind of sum it up, the way forward or the way ahead is having patience. You need to kind of have patience and be calm about certain things, even in your work. I mean, here is your own personality trait that needs to be kind of dominated.
Okay.
That's the word. So
Okay.
when I say that way forward, of course, in your work, business, everybody will do whatever that they can. Digitalization, media, growing your brand, meeting new people. हर जना अपना हाथ मारेगा और करना भी चाहिए because opportunities कब कहाँ आ जाए कुछ पता नहीं चलता. But I think you need to deal your life with patience and be able to do right things. Um, the biggest drawback in every person who heads business is comparison, is a fear of someone doing better than you. That has to be taken, that has to be put behind. That has to be not the way forward. I mean, that is not something that we should be worried about, that who's doing better than these times. Or somebody's business is rolling more money than mine is. I think that's going to kill me. And what is important for me is that I need to make sure that the people who are working with me, who supported me, my team, my staff, my artisans, I'll be able to give them their bread and butter.
Yes.
And that is going to be the way forward. That the more I think of just expanding myself within, I'll be able to do that and not thinking about who's doing what. So that is going to be my way forward and should be, I guess, if I'm not wrong.
That's quite an insight into your point of view about life. So that was amazing. I think we can ask questions to the audience if they have anything to ask. Shivalika herself has a question, so we should, yeah.
Hello, this is
Hi.
Vicky. Really happy to have you last year. I'm
Welcome.
Shalika Pallavi of Personal Fashion Design and studying with community. I really like the way you put up Indian traditional form in a very playful, very sexy, and a very fluid manner. So I've noticed less of rigidity and more of innovation and exploration in whatever the collections held and whatever work you see here. I'll go straight to the point.
Yes, please.
Are you open for internships?
Well, let's talk about this in a little. I'll give you 5 minutes to this question. We're absolutely open for internships, but I have my do's and don'ts here. Now, what I don't like about students who approach to me is that on Instagram we get this, hey, do you do internships? Hey, I want internship. How to apply? Hey, hey, I don't want you as an intern. Understand that, you know? So what you guys need to do is to see, बच्चे आप लोगों को प्रोफेशनलिज्म सीखनी मतलब सीखने क्या मतलब ये होनी चाहिए इट्स मैंडेटरी यू कैन नॉट गो to any senior or anybody in the industry with a very casual approach. If I met you or I just happen to meet you in a place, it's a different scenario. But you're actually presenting yourself to a company that I'm here to learn, I'm here to kind of get more knowledge into you. How do I how do I make a trust in you? How do you trust me? It's not like, hey, let's meet for a coffee. You know, it is not about that. It is an internship where you're going to learn a lot from us. We are going to learn a lot from you. We have certain conditions. We only take interns for 3 months minimum. The reason I do that, it's not that I get a lot of internships where say 40 days, 45 days, 30 days. You know, basically 30 45 days में कुछ नहीं आप सीखते हो 15 दिन के अंदर तो आपको समझ में आता है कि जगह कहाँ है एक दिन मेरी मम्मी आई है मुझे आज छुट्टी पे जाना है 2 दिन आपकी तबीयत खराब है 50 संडेज 5 संडेज वैसे ही आ जाते हैं तो वी डोंट प्रेफर a 45 दिन का 45 days का internship the reason we want to do 3 months is that these 3 months is we've kind of we've broken it down into 3 ways of learning for you, which is at the production, the factory, then actually the know-how of the collection that is going on at that time, dealing with the clients, learning how we take orders, how we execute it, and the third is the retail part, whereas we've also actually employed at the store, at the retail unit, whereas you get to interact with the clients directly and understand how they and what they want. So it's a complete package of those 3 months. It's not something that I have to do, but I'd like a student who comes to me and I want to learn something, and when she walks out or he walks out of my internship, she or he should be able to know that this is what I learned and be confident about I know this. Even for jobs, when I need to hire or have vacancies, the first thing that we do is approach our interns. The interns who performed well, the interns who left a certain mark onto us, and we know that in future, if we ever need anybody, we would directly approach them. All my team that I've hired are all actually my interns. Everybody who's been an intern gets a job from me also. तो एक के साथ एक फ्री मिलेगा पर आपको परफॉर्म करना होगा ए से इंटर्नशिप नहीं मिलेगी एंड प्लीज पास इट ऑन टू ऑल योर फ्रेंड्स एंड ऑल योर स्टूडेंट्स never ever approach anybody like this you need to email your resume you need to talk about yourself introduce yourself we will call you if it's suitable to us we will revert don't keep messaging hey I sent my email hey what's happening I haven't heard back from you we take time, we filter, we know it's a process. Don't worry, we're going to get back to you. If we don't get back to you by mistake, just send us an email. Always correspond via email. That's how you should know. Not Instagram is of course there. If there are queries, then there's Instagram. But when it's a professional career step that you need to take forward, you should always take it professionally. I hope I am clear.
Very loud and clear, and since you outlined the particularities and the singularities in front of us, now we know.
So yeah, we hire internships. Right now we're looking for a store intern. The story is on, I think Instagram pay, we put it on, so we're getting queries for that too. As of now, we're looking for a store intern.
Thanks so much. Anybody else?
Another expensive
Okay, the store intern could be just a one-on case. Since now you have a
question to you to question me.
but I like what was I mean
What is
what's
the store
the
intern?
profile for a student? If I get to work
Yeah,
there,
so
am
what
I
happens is in a, I know those triangles, I've heard that.
I like
So
that.
Archana ma'am, actually a store intern, when I say that it's basically someone I want, it's in the retail sector, it's in the retail segment only as of now, not as a production one, not as a back end, but mainly as a front end. Now, front end is where my part is. When I say my part, it actually means that when a client walks in, they would want to meet Pallavi, or you have an appointment, or you want to get a certain outfit customized. That's where I come in the picture. Whereas in I act, the sales happen, the designing happens, the creativity, what can be changed, इसको इधर लगा दो, वो कर दो. Somebody who's a part of the store, who handles the store, who handles the sales, learns to handle the sales as in like would get to know more about eventually what the product outlet is. हम कुछ भी कर ले बैक एंड पे अगर फ्रंट एंड आपका सक्सेस नहीं है तो बैक एंड दे आर फेलियर दैट्स द वर्ड because your front end has to be strong. That's how a back end is strong. We are currently Jaipur today because we're able to do a retail of that time, we're able to sell of that time, we're able to be in closets of that kind of people, which is why today it's easier for us to work because business comes from there. So basically an intern who could understand business, who's keen to learn business, who's keen to know how it works. It could be a dull day, it could be a busy day, it could be a no day, but that's what it is about.
Thank you for answering the question. Send an entry and our portfolio on the email.
Yeah. Anyone else has a question? So if you could.
Please ask.
Yeah.
Trust me, when I were you, I would also be sitting quiet and won't ask. अब पता नहीं है, अब पता है मेरे को. ऐसा ऐसा मत सोचना. Please ask, get to know the rights and wrongs.
So so the question was by Anil Bose, who heads our graphic design department. Yes.
Okay. So, sir, I don't have a particular way of getting inspired. I'll be very honest. I would be just sitting here having a cup of coffee and being inspired about just anything that I look around. So, as my name and the label suggests, Pallavi Jaipur, I am extremely inspired with general surroundings. I like the buzz. I like the city. I like the people. I like the culture. Just random things that can inspire me. So for me, I don't really sit and work on a particular collection. This is the way. It's my travel. It's my experience. When you see my press collection, it is not. It's got a very boho vibe. So this when I started my press collection, the reason behind the press collection was because I took a trip to Spain. And I came back and I loved the whole vibe of being in a silhouette which Pallavi Jaipur wasn't making at that time. And I said, why am I not doing this? But I want to be in that. That's when I start another life. Now when I see things, oh, I want to be as comfortable like that too. I want to just be able to kind of go somewhere and not be overdressed and be less dressed, but at the same time be fashionable. That's when the third line, which is in the pipeline, we've not named it officially, but I may introduce it here. It's called Ek Nayi Subha. Ek Nayi Subha is about a brighter day, another day of your life where there's no black, there's no white, there's only colors, and there's beauty around. So it's about where I walk, what I walk through. It can even happen here also. It can just happen anywhere. So I don't really stick to it as an inspiration. But if I'm given one, I can make that too. I think I have the ability to do that, but I let myself be and easy out.
So I will just have an extension to that. I'm just asking that how do you, sort of document your inspirations? Like you see something, do you keep it in a
Yeah.
journal or,
So,
what do you?
I know this is what we call a mood board. We learn all
Yeah.
that, but I have nothing of that sort. So now how I put things together or document is that I have it in my mind and I start putting things on paper like vibe, silhouettes, flowy, fluid, saris, no saris, fusion wear, range, like the budget, fabrics, colors. I just kind of put this down casually and then I start working with it one by one. Because it's a print line, I sit with my factory team of textiles and we say, okay, क्या नया बना
This is,
सकते हैं
yeah.
हम या पहले कोई जो बना हुआ है उसको कैसे इनोवेट कर सकते हैं. The collection that we are going to be launching in maybe October time because it was kept on hold due to pandemic and we thought that's not the right time to kind of introduce that is also an extension of what we've done right now. It's called the Print Amaze. That's the collection, the running collection. But some of the prints are an extension of the prints that I've already used.
Yeah.
So it's not that every time we got to make new things. Sometimes it's okay to work with the old craft or technique, but make something innovative out of it. So this is how it happens. Okay, now I have this in front of me. I have this. Once the fabric comes in front of me, when we design the prints and everything, that comes to me. Okay, this is the collection. Now इसके अंदर मेरे को क्या capsules बनानी है. I always do a large collection. My problem is that when I do a large collection, I don't do small capsules because I just want to make everything. I want to make a sari also, I want to make like a pantsuit also, I want to do a crop top too, I want to do everything. So it turns out to be at least a 50-piece collection. Now, so for a 50-piece collection, I can't have one similar looking thing. So I need to divide it into 5 or 6 or 7 kinds of capsules. And every capsule then gets my choice and my vote that इसको मैं गोगो बना दूंगी, इसको मैं इंग्लिश बना दूंगी. Because this is a mood's a Pallavi Jaipur basically. This is who I am. My personality is like that where I am this and I'm that. I want to be that, there, and everywhere. So how do I sum up myself in one collection? Is how I get my inspiration and design from.
I know. So, good question. So every designer does have a niche. But my question is that what is the niche that you work towards, and how does a student identify that niche for themselves? Because I think everybody has that unique style. So what was the process to, and how you guide them to find out that niche?
Right. So it's again going to be an extension of what I just said right now. So how I found my niche or maybe my signature was I tell you how I started this. So when I designed a few garments and I thought that I conquered the world, which I did, I went to the stores and with a backpack saying that okay, here are my clothes, tell me how they are. And they were hung on the hanger and I could see the merchandisers talking to each other and they were just going like this and like this and like that. Like, how is that reaction even, possible? Because I think I'll make some great clothes. So, one of the, I mean, my mentor again, Mr. Sirani, his name, he came and told me that, look, Patti, every garment is beautiful, but I'm not going to put it on the rack because they're not telling a story. They're not even looking like one designer's work. Now, for you, you need to identify a story, a collection that speaks for yourself and your brand identity. If you're making a Gotapati suit, you cannot just have another person, I mean, another outfit in some completely different techniques and different outfit altogether. You can't just do a short skirt and a shirt, and then one piece is like a, anarkali or something. It has to kind of have a signature. It has to have a line, which you will follow as a niche. And then I realized, okay, I need to make a collection which has to be similar to my styles and how I want it. If I want to work on an Indian wear, my entire Indian wear has to look like this. If I have to make a Western wear, it will look like that. I will incorporate fusions in between. That's where a lot of designers started making fusions because the market wasn't about just making पहले सिर्फ या तो जो साड़ी होती थी इंडियन वेयर होता था या फिर you just had
Western.
Western wear. There was
Yeah.
nothing in between. The in between, the market was so huge that we none of us realized. And I wanted to tap that market. So I wanted to make something which was truly Rajasthani, but at the same time really global and international. Even the silhouettes that I work with in both my press and Indian wear, I kind of reform it in a little global approach, something that you like to wear. Even 10-year-old sari or a 10-year-old outfit of mine, two 10-year-old ahead, I think there is going to be a lot of
Connection.
wear out of it, is what I think. A lot of customer variables, like in the sense you can wear it this way, you can wear it that way, you may tone it down, you may dress it up. So that's what my niche was. That I realized that I want to build a clientele or I want to build a signature where I am able to where people are able to identify me, not me identifying my clients. I don't want to make my clients. I'm not restricted with my clients. It could be, as I said, a 65-year-old woman or a 15-year-old girl. I don't identify. They identify it from me. So for me, my niche was that I need to make a line where they would know that this is a Pallavi Jaipur. And I managed to do it so far. And for students, uh, understand your creativity. Right now, the collections that you want to make are probably with lots of inspiration and lots of themes and color variants and techniques. But eventually, when you start working in terms of business, it's important to know the needs and commercial viability of those designs. It could be a great, beautiful design, but what's the point if it's just hanging on the hanger? What is the point of it not being able to go on somebody's body? It's important to do that. So that connection you need to learn, and that you learn from the industry experts. So when in internships, this is exactly what I'm trying to say. So in internship, it's not just about having a certificate. It's about understanding उसको क्या चाहिए था हमने क्या बनाया. Today we sit with the carpenters, we work on certain kinds of crafts, which is beautiful. It turns out to be exorbitantly expensive. Like we can't work on this. That may नहीं चलेगा because I won't be able to sell it. But to keep the craft alive, how do I kind of tone it down or how do I make it lesser so it comes in a bracket where it's pocket friendly? All these kind of things are going to be very important for you in your future, which you need to learn. Of course, education is where you learn. So, but all these you are going to learn from the industry. So, wherever that you go, make sure you give your best and take the best out of them. Be inquisitive, be curious, be proactive, be active. Try and be a learner. Just sit, stand there, and observe what's happening. It's going to give you a great insight and tremendous knowledge. Ma'am, I'm Amalgamating from the Fashion Designer. Ma'am, my question to you is that how did you get this idea for music? Why are the three looking for an Okay, Pallavi Jaipur. Yes. Wait. So again, as I said, you heard how Pallavi Jaipur was identified. I mean, I didn't even know that it's important to people labeled like that. So, Pallavi Jaipur जब नाम decide हो गया, अब Lakme says that okay, send us your logo. At that time, I realized, oh, logo भी बनाना है. अच्छा, ठीक है. So, where my sister was in Bombay, she had a close friend. See, everything was very like सस्ते में करना है ना. मतलब उस टाइम पे पैसे कहाँ होते थे कि भाई इसमें मैं कोई लोगो डिजाइनर के पास जाती और ये करती. Technology भी नहीं. I said that I want to get savvy. I really didn't know the right things. So I sat with this boy who was this young budding graphic designer kind of a thing or a website developer. And I said, मुझे एक logo design करना है which should be smart, clean, something that speaks about our label, but at the same time traditional. So he made Florence, he made Pool, he made Borne, he made everything, but I said, no, this is not what I want. I want it to be a statement, I want it to be artistic, but at the same time, very classy. And then while we were scrolling, we just found these fonts. ऐसे मुझे अच्छा लग रहा है प्रिंट कैसे किया. तो जब मैंने फॉन्ट पे क्लिक किया तो ऑब्वियसली टू पिक द फॉन्ट तो ए अपने तरीके से आएगा एल अपने तरीके से आएगा ये आएगा. If you see now with the problem that I was having in Pallavi, there is no in B and I there is no gap. I wanted a gap and how I tried to work hard on it. It didn't come because the fonts were taking its own way. But what we did was that coming like that. I said, no, let's give it a little color because outline or the hurdles that you faced when you were in the industry that you'd like to change if given a chance. Yeah. But currently you're not very structure at it. Structure. Yes. So, okay. So you want me to underline the issues that I faced while when brand was doing what I learned and or you observed in them. Or you observed. Okay. So when actually I was also young and I really didn't know what opportunities really meant. I'll be very honest. I mean, when you saw the brand video, that was when I was working with them. That was my first show. So you could see the nervousness on my face. That little girl who walked with me. Picture being covered in Indian Express in kind of prints where I didn't even know how big they were. I wish I knew that. I wish I could in cash or be an opportunity, could have been an opportunity at a time to how much. confusing. If you give
बंद
too
हो
much
रहा
of
है अभी.
variety also, it gets confusing for and I realized, no, I need to not do that. I should be able to kind of keep it for the next time. So there has to be a way, we have to kind of, if you have, say, 10 strong designs, let's make 5 right now and explore in those 5. Keep the rest 5 for the next time. So Pinterest gives you a great amount of knowledge, guys. I mean, Pinterest is this world out there. Even I am on Pinterest. So whenever I need to find out if I want to say figure out a crop top, for example, a crop top silhouette. And I would search a crop top silhouette. I would also know, oh, these are the kind of styles that we can work on. How do I make them mine? I'm not copying them. And there's a very, very strong line between being inspired and being followed, being following a certain trend than to kind of make sure that there is a very strong line. You can't not just say, yes, ये और ये बना दो. Then you're not a designer. Then you're basically making plagiarism to its, I mean, glorifying it. So we also take inspiration from who's wearing what, the kind of certain sleeves चल रहे हैं या कोई एक तरीके का पैटर्न चल रहा है, उसको हम अपनी तरीके से हमारे फैब्रिक से उसको कैसे डेवलप कर सकते हैं. We sit with it, obviously that's the whole design process. We are designers, so this is our job how to do it.
We can have the last question for the day.
Good evening, ma'am. So, as you said, you started your brand almost a decade ago. So, at that time, the social media was not that powerful. Actually, it was not
Even there.
yeah, actually.
मतलब उसके almost होगा ना.
Or exactly.
So,
Facebook भी हुआ था ना,
Yeah.
उसका almost होगा ना.
Yes.
Facebook also came much later in,
2000.
in our lives.
12
so
around
I
there.
just want to know that how you adapted that new change that today being on social media is so important. It's your own image. Like whatever people see on social media of you, that's you. So how you adapted that new change, that new world of social media, and how it helped you also.
So, social media happened to me because of my team. I'll be very honest. As I said, that I'm not tech savvy at all. मेरे को नहीं पता था कि Instagram पे मैम पेज चालू करना पड़ेगा अब आपको. The world forward is there. So I was like, हाँ क्या है ये, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, क्या है ठीक है. तो मेरा कोई nowadays if you see there is a design label which says Pallavi Jaipur official, and then there is another Pallavi Jaipur which is personal. When I started my label, it was about Pallavi Jaipur. I said there's nothing personal. Pallavi Jaipur is going to be everything in it. So if you see my posts or stories or anything, we've got a very human angle to it. We just don't post clothes in our stories or way we work, employee of the month, we work with the interns, intern of the month, or what's cooking in today, what's the day like. So there's a lot of personal angle to my social media. All this I learned from my team. I'll be very honest. They said that, ma'am, no, we need to kind of figure this out. People need to know us a little beyond than this parameter of yours. There are a lot of people who come from Bombay, Delhi, who want to shop your stuff. And they themselves ask me, are you available online? Are you available here? And so that's the time I realized the need taught me that I need to be onto the social media segment in a very aggressive way. And that was the day until today. Every day, if you see my team, I have got a proper social media team now handling our stuff. So there is a post every day that we make. There is a story that goes in every time. So anything that we do comes on a story. Whatever the day is like, whatever Q&A. There are polls. There are a lot of interactive things that we do. We also get to know from our clients that what are they looking for. This is the kind of silhouette, yes or no, this or that. So I've understood all this from the young bees. You all, I don't know a single shit about it. To be honest, it's you all who actually taught me that this is important and that's where you have to be. It's changed my label to another level. Another level. I mean, people from remotest parts of the world are my clients today because of social media. I mean, in one corner of Netherlands and one is sitting in Amsterdam. I don't know how they get to know about us and how they make a purchase. I really don't know. I mean, I realize the world is really on the internet. I am not. मैं तो पली पार भी नहीं जा पाती वो तो मतलब कहाँ से कहाँ चले जाते हैं. So yes, the importance of social media is way larger than we think. I mean, just running a page is not important. Running just an Instagram official page is not important. It's about what you're doing constantly, how are you portraying yourself, because you may not know me in person, but whatever that you know me is through that. My product, good, bad, less, more, anything is the projection there. So that is very important, and I've learned it in, I mean, like, this is something that now I'm also at it. What's happening when I kind of, look at my feed, I also see what other people are doing. It's very important to know what other people are doing, not because किसी का काम अच्छा है किसी का बुरा है. It's about just making yourself aware what all you need to kind of improvise in, maybe, or maybe able to have it or not have it too. I mean, what is also appreciated or not appreciated is also important. Not just keep doing something that is silly. It's important to do good work, great quality work, and social media has taught us that in a big way.
Definitely, we are all social media beings.
Yeah, social media being,
Yeah,
human beings, I
social
think
beings.
it's
Yeah.
coming to.
Yeah. So to take it forward, I would like to give the dais to Charu. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Pallavi. It
Thank
was
you. Thank
really
you
an
so much for
insightful
having me.
session, and it was lovely having you over. And the surprising part was that we had questions not only from the fashion students, but also from graphics, interior students as well.
talk about what happens in Microsoft and the Googles of the world, but what happens in your local context is what you've got to be really sensitive about.
True that. Most of the clients turn out to be my bhabis, nahi bhabhi, nahi ho paega.
So, and if you don't call them bhabhi, they're not going to order.
Everybody becomes bhabhi at the
And
end of the
tomorrow
day.
if you call them Manju, this is not going to work. So say sorry, next time I'm not going to.
I start with G and then eventually it comes out to be bhabhi. So Manju ji nahi kar paenge. This is what we can do. Come on, nahi karte 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 यार वो भाभी बन जाती है. तो every रिश्ते ऐसे बनाते हैं. That's how we're such largely populated country because we just don't want to give up on our relationships.
That's very grounded of her to even reveal this fact, right? And these are the finer nuances of being into the profession, and not many people will even talk about it so candidly. So I'm really happy that you talked about your failures, your lacks, your misses. Most of the people would talk about all the big things about what they've done, but you could see in her work that she's projected herself in the best forums of the country. And when she has clients who are coming from all over the world, I think that gives again a great acknowledgement to her work.
That gives us a lot of
congratulations, Pallavi.
Thank you so much. Thank you for
I'm
appreciating
glad
this.
she's a NIFT graduate. I'm sure her shoulders. There are two graduates from the same school who are sitting together and having a chat. And we have our new students who are representing your 28 states of India. And while the description about Pallavi was going on, she said, it was very verbose, and she said it didn't need to be so lengthy. I said it needs to be because these are the young people, and they need to know who she is, and your description is very important. So thank you, Pallavi, for being on campus. The small memento we have as a gesture. This is from the created by the Chr Design Department at the Arch campus itself.
Can I take this out?
Yeah. Anurag, would you like to come and do the honors? Outside. So Anurag is from the retail industry at Pallavi, and he's been a visual merchandiser. Now he's a creative head. So a great depth about retail. And this is Jaipur, the musical instruments of Jaipur, and
This is what you need to know. Their identity. Identity is what is this. When you create something that musical, which is so basically it's harmony, right? That's what it projects, harmony.
Yes, and this is a talk that the fashion department has created here. I'm sure you will enjoy reading this.
Yay! Thank you so much. This is really sweet, and thank you. Whoever developed this, whoever's designed this entire thing, thank you so much. It's special to me, and I'll wear it proudly.
In fact, I've seen Pratima also wearing it on her important occasions, the one that I did. And black is the color of the designers anyway. So it works out well every time. Just keep it.